Have you ever had a friend, a coworker, or a gym partner who seemed completely normal, highly driven, and physically healthy, and then seemingly out of nowhere, you find out they died by suicide? It is an agonizing question, but it highlights a brutal reality. Men are masters at hiding psychological distress behind a mask of high performance. This June marks Men's Mental Health Month. To put the scale of this crisis into perspective, men account for nearly 80% of all suicide deaths in the United States, dying by suicide at a rate about 4 times higher than women. This isn't just a statistic, it is an ongoing public health emergency hiding in plain sight. As a physician, I look at these numbers through both a clinical and a personal lens. The medical community itself harbors a dark, well documented truth. Depression and suicide rates among healthcare workers are significantly higher than the general public, and those numbers are even more pronounced among male clinicians. We spend our lives trained to diagnose and repair others, to care for them, yet the culture of medicine, much like traditional masculine culture, demands absolute stoicism. From an early age, men are conditioned to view emotional vulnerability as a liability. We are told to bottle up pressure, internalize stress, and tough it out. Clinically speaking, suppressing severe psychological stress doesn't make it disappear. It accelerates systemic burnout. It drives profound isolation and ultimately prevents men from seeking early clinical intervention when they need it the most. This systemic reluctance to speak out doesn't just delay care, it drastically complicates clinical diagnostics. In my practice, where I focus heavily on hormone optimization and testosterone replacement therapy, I regularly see male patients who present with what they assume are purely psychological issues. But the human endocrine system and brain chemistry are deeply intertwined. There is this massive, often overlooked clinical overlap between clinical depression and hypogonadism or low testosterone. Symptoms such as profound biological fatigue, sudden irritability, sleep disturbances, low libido, and a severe drop in physical motivation are hallmark indicators of both conditions. Without a precise, comprehensive medical workup, it is incredibly easy to misdiagnose the root cause. Because these symptoms overlap so heavily, you must be careful about where you seek medical evaluation. The current healthcare market is flooded with online, algorithmic TRT mills and pop up digital clinics that treat healthcare as a transaction rather than a clinical science. Many of these operations look at a single isolated lab value, write a subscription for testosterone, and entirely ignore the broader picture of a patient's metabolic, mental, and cardiovascular health. While hormone optimization is a powerful clinical tool, it is not a silver bullet for clinical depression. You need a physician who interprets how your lab metrics correlate with your actual clinical presentation to address the true underlying etiology. So, true strength is not defined by enduring a silent crisis until it breaks you. It is defined by taking a decisive, actionable control of your mind and your biology. The first step is to recognize that utilizing professional, medical, and psychological support is a strategy of high performance. That's being smart. Working with a qualified therapist or a physician provides the precise diagnostic tools and behavioral strategies required to navigate this very difficult time. Step two is to break the isolation. Actively build and maintain an intentional support system of peers, family, or professionals. Step three is to optimize the foundation markers. Ensure your sleep architecture is protected. Keep your physical training disciplined. Obtain a comprehensive lab panel that evaluates your endocrine function alongside your mental well being. Do not guess with your health and do not suffer in silence. Optimize your mind, control your biology, and let's change the narrative of men's health.